What's up, everybody? It's Kellen. Happy Thursday. Happy, I guess, week out, less than a week to Halloween for everybody. But I'm up and around. I'm off today. Finally, the rains have stopped, and the weather gods have given us a few days of dry weather, although we just found out this morning that we have a chance of rain on Halloween, so won't lean too much into that, but it is drying out for a few days, and we're really kind of gearing up for this weekend. The weekend prior, we have a lot of our neighborhood that comes out and kind of takes a look at everybody's houses and stuff. So I'd like to make sure that we at least have a lot of our stuff up for that. But this rain has just been really nailing us and killing us. So time to get out today and see what everything looks like. We didn't have really a ton of damage. We're pretty well versed in, staking things down and wind and all that stuff. I mean, the rain just kind of wreaks its own havoc, but luckily we didn't have anything tip over. Nothing yet has broken, knock on wood. So I had a couple people ask just kind of what's been updated. Not much, I'll be completely honest, but I'll show you guys what's kind of going on with the yard. That way, when I hopefully film later on today, you guys can see somewhat of a difference. So we'll just start over on this side. Fence is still up. Finished all the barbed wire along the top. Tightened it up a little bit with some zip ties. You can see some of our lighting going on up there. I'm going to repaint the rest of the panels a little bit more silver. I like how this one looks more at night than these ones. These ones look cool, different effect, but I just like the look of these ones. So we're going to paint them a bit more. You guys can see, I guess. I don't think this is new, but we had added some of our crows last week, kind of in between the rain. They look actually kind of a little bit neater now that they've gotten wet. They actually kind of ragged all their feathers out, and they look more like zombie crows, is what one of our neighbor kids kind of said to us. But I'm also going to go through and probably, I want to melt this section and just make it a little more bent and mangled. We just kind of sheared it off just for right now and wasn't able to get back to it. But that's something I'd like to do, and then also I'd like to dab some rust paint kind of on the joints and stuff. More so on the top. You're going to lose it down along the sides, but it's another area where I'd like to do it. We'll see if it actually happens. You can see the columns. Went back through, and we just layered on some, this is just some green cheesecloth that we dyed a couple years ago and kind of always use for like added hanging moss. We don't have a ton of that Spanish moss around here, and I find the brown color for us doesn't show up as well, so that's why we used a lot of this green cloth. And then these are just fake ivy strands. Got a bunch of them really cheap. This maybe was a new sign that we added. It's kind of been there, but this side came out really good. You can see we layered some vines and stuff around the pumpkins. They just looked really naked to begin with. So, and here we have the other side. So I guess what I'll do is I'll back up a little bit so you guys can kind of see what it looks like. So there's that side. And then we finally finished, all of this. I'd like to get a couple more branches to hang down over the front, but really pleased with how the fence turned out over here. So the kids will enter, down here off the sidewalk. We have a cul-de-sac down here. We get a ton of kids that come. The kids will come down the sidewalk. We have a bunch of scares set up around here, and then we'll have something set up in the driveway. You guys can see the columns. This, a couple years ago, we had air blasters put in these, and the kids have really caught on to them, so we pulled those this year just because they figured it out. I don't know what it is with kids nowadays. Not a bad thing. They're really smart. And it's really hard to trick a lot of them. I will say more of the higher tech effects just don't even phase a lot of them. We use a lot of that stuff as distractions, but the really simple scares are the ones that always seem to get them. And my favorite is the ones that come by and tell you that your stuff isn't scary, and it's just a psychological way of them like telling themselves it is really scary. But we get a lot of kids that do that, and I always get a kick out of it. But they just know how everything is done, which is crazy. We do a lot of effects, and it's amazing to me that they know how we do them. and it kind of kills the effect a little bit, but I guess that's, that's the times we live in with the internet. They just kind of know everything. So back to this. We've gotten a lot of questions about these skeletons. There's really nothing special about them. These are just some flame lights, and then what we did was we bent rebar and then zip tied it to his frame to get him to support the weight, and then ran the cord up and over the back, and that's how we did that flame light. This guy over here, it's really hard to see, but we have some monofilament that actually runs way up into the tree, that's supporting the weight of this lantern, and then we just have his hand draped on it. And again, he's posed with rebar down below and kind of posed around the shovel. So had somebody else ask kind of how we did that. So it's just regular flame lights. This one's being held by fish line monofilament, and this one's being held just by rebar. Excuse me, I have a bit of a cold, so I apologize for clearing my throat so much. So this was kind of our downed tree section. Add a little bit more effect. I'm gonna show the fence first. Repainted the inside of it. Got our crow picking on our little zombie guy here. Let's see, just got some feet chained and a hand. Apologize, it's tight to film in here, so it's hard to kind of get the full angle. But this is where the kids will enter. From over here, really quickly, come back this way, you guys can kind of see the approach to our house. So today the big thing has been getting a lot of our animated stuff out now that it's not going to rain. So they'll enter this way. We'll probably do some camo netting along this side just to, they'll be able to see through it, but the reason is just to kind of make them a little nervous, but kind of block some of what's going on in the graveyard. I have a better sign going up here. Just haven't pulled it out yet. Got some more of our crows up. And then they'll come in and see the zombie. We have like a fake radio scene set up here with some audio that'll broadcast like an emergency zombie outbreak type thing. And zip tie. I have to cut that later. And this is our scorched scarecrow scene. You guys have probably seen, if you've seen our nighttime video, you've seen a lot of our flickering pumpkins. And this is kind of his area. The reason we did this is it's a friendly introduction for a lot of the little ones that come through. Pumpkins are always kind of not super threatening to most people, so we didn't want it to be so scary to the point where a lot of the kids kind of couldn't come in or didn't want to walk through. You guys can see a lot of our tombstones or eternal flame back there. This is the swinging zombie girl. We have her bagged up because she's very sensitive to water. You can see a lot of our tombstones are up. Everything is really wet. Oh, that's our front door piece that we added. That came out really nice. You can see some of our other tombstones, some of our other animated props and things like that. And then I had a couple people asking me, let's see if it'll focus, about this guy up here. So let me go to the front. So we do a lot of overhead lighting. I like the look of it. I like how it's up and away. So since I had all the cords and things up here anyways, and power, we made this guy a couple of years ago hanging from our roof, and it just looked like a skeleton that had been all tangled up with a severed arm hanging off one of his legs. And what we did was, and I'm sure it's super hard to see, but we've zip tied these icicle lights to his legs and arms. And you can really see from the back. During the day, he doesn't look quite as cool. But you can see he's got one here. He's got a couple sticking out, a couple on the back. Now what those do at night is they chase outward, and after they've been on for a while, they get all random, and it looks like he's being electrocuted. So a lot of the kids like that. The parents kind of usually don't even notice it. It's the kids that'll be like, "Mom, look, look, look." So it was just kind of another thing we wanted to add, an overhead element, and that's what we ended up with. So for the rest of today, really what we're trying to do is get the rest of our animated props out and get ready for the weekend. And I guess just get as many effects up as we can before the holiday comes. So I hope everybody is having a much drier week than we had, and everybody's displays are faring well. The ones I've seen so far look absolutely awesome. I'm super amazed every year at how many more people get into the hobby, and just really go absolutely all out. So hope everybody's having an awesome week, getting ready for Friday. I know I'm ready to celebrate Friday Eve tonight, and I'll hopefully shoot a later video showing you guys some of the movement tonight. It should be dry, so fingers crossed we'll get that done. As well, we filmed our tombstone video. I just wanted to let a couple of people know that we did that. We are going to put it out, but we're just going to wait until after Halloween, so after next Wednesday. I think with the flood of videos right now, it would be better if we held off with that and just put it up when people had more time to view it and look at it, and we had a little bit more time to mess around with the editing. So I hope everybody liked this. Let us know below if you want to see something different. If you enjoy our videos, please hit the subscribe button. It's always fun to have new people kind of check us out. And I hope everybody's having an awesome day. I gotta go to work. Bye, y'all.